Hello, hello. What is up, Replay fam? I am going live for day 2 of this little mini training type situation, but not even really so much a training, but just really sharing my heart of what I have kind of learned just this year and just some reflections and things of me launching my membership. I'll be talking about the membership more at the end, but wanted to come on and share lesson number 2. If you missed my live yesterday, I was talking all about really just that entrepreneurship is a long game. It is not something very quick for a lot of us. In fact, for me, it has been a slow and steady process. I've been in entrepreneurship for at least the last 8 or 9 years, doing different types of businesses, from service based to done for you services, product based, just different things. And so I wanted to share just with this most recent launch some things that have just kind of come back to me just as encouragement. I love to just, anytime I'm kind of unpacking my thoughts, I always like to come and process them on here with you all. And it tends to help someone, of course, but it also helps me to just be like, okay, we've been here before. This is normal. I always say all of the time that entrepreneurship is full of ebbs and flows. Life is full of ebbs and flows. In one moment, we can feel like we are on top of the world. And then in the next instant, it's like, okay, what am I doing, right? Like, who am I? What did I have for dinner? Like, it's all over the place. And especially don't even add in when you are a parent, because that adds this whole other level of just mystery to your days. So anyway, I'm excited to chat with you all. Thank you for getting on. Let me know where you're watching from. How's your week so far? We are midweek. We are getting through it slowly but surely. So let me know how that is going for you all. And we're going to dive right in. I have my little notebook here for this. And I am going to be talking today about what my second lesson is for this year, launching all of the things. And that is, your worth is not your work. And that is something that I've really been reminded about this year, especially because at the beginning of the year, I did not hit the ground running. Like, usually January 1st comes and I'm like, woo, okay, like we on the top of, we are going to the straight to the top of the roller coaster. This is the first year in a long time where I did not pick up immediately in January. And so I instantly felt like I started the year behind. And even with like this YouTube channel, with a lot of different things, I didn't launch anything really the way that I thought I was going to right at the beginning. Like, I really took it very easy. I basically just went live once a week. And that was kind of my bare minimum show up level of what I decided that I wanted to do. And so that's kind of one of the things. But then when it comes to anytime I set out to do something, when I'm putting something out into the world, it's typically within my heart that I love what I'm doing. I'm passionate about what I'm talking about. And sometimes it's really hard to continue to feel that passion when you don't see the things happening on the receiving end of what you're doing. It's like, okay, I'm putting in all these hours of work, or, I've been thinking about this for so many years or months, and one person gets it, or no one gets it, or, whatever number you may have in your head. And so I wanted to talk about the fact that your worth is not your work, because I think it's an important reminder for anyone. When you set out to do something, when you put up that video, and you spend hours editing it and getting all of the little bits and pieces together, and then people don't quite respond the way that you want, or they don't respond at all, this is going to be for you. So, hi, Ebony. What's up? Thank you so much for getting on. Hello. But yeah, so it's basically just a matter of us really identifying, first of all, what is worth. So I have this note written down. Hopefully I can read my handwriting, y'all. This is like chicken scratch. I was trying to hurry up and write this down a couple hours ago. So it's basically saying that it's the equivalent in value to the sum or item, specific item, basically. So when you are thinking about like what is the worth of something to you, it could be anything. I was thinking a great example of this would be like notebooks, because, I love notebooks over here. I feel like most of us love notebooks, whether you are a planner or not. We all like a good notebook, okay? And so let's just say you have this notebook. Maybe you've had it for the last 6 months, and you've really been like putting all of your ideas in there. You've been writing down different things, and then all of a sudden, like, you can't find the notebook. You've been looking everywhere. You have no idea where it is. And so one day a friend comes and they're like, oh, hey, I actually got you this, I don't know, what's like a high-end brand? Let's say Louis Vuitton, right? I got you this Louis Vuitton notebook. it's specced out, it's got real gold on it, all of these different things. And you will probably feel like, okay, as much as this is worth so much money, like this notebook, let's just say if it's like $100 notebook or something, I don't know. It's not as valuable to you because it's not your notebook. It's not the notebook that you wrote down all of your ideas in. This Louis Vuitton notebook is not going to fill that void for you because you're missing what you are valued, what is worthy to you. And so when we think about that in terms of our business and what it is that we're doing, we have to look at it the same way. The message and everything that you are articulating and that you want to share is going to be valuable no matter what, even if one person sees it, if 50 people see it, if 100 people see it, whatever it may be, it's going to be valuable no matter what. And so I think that it's so important for us to realize that you can't tie the number of people that are coming to do something with you. I actually put it in my email earlier, and I talked about it yesterday. The people that subscribe, that buy, that engage, that DM you, like whatever the call to action is, we can't tie that to who we are and feel like that means that we're not enough. I think that it's very easy to do that, especially, it's very easy to do that, but it's important for us not to allow that to stop us from the vision that we have, the people that we're here to serve, and what it is that we want to do. Because at the end of the day, that Louis Vuitton notebook might be great and all of that, but it's not my notebook. It's not the notebook that has all of my ideas and my heart and everything that I've poured out into it. And so just remembering that. And so when you think about your worth, it also is a great way to just think about, like, you have your people and the people that you're assigned to. And so even if it doesn't seem like you are the most like popular person in this niche, or you are not the like you're not the shop making like 6 figures, off of one launch, and all just these different things that we see all of the time. It does not devalue what you're doing. It shouldn't make you feel any less than, but a lot of times it does. And so when I'm thinking about this with my own launch, because I'm always just in a reflective mode after I kind of come off of like me preparing for a launch, I just have to remind myself that I'm doing these things for a reason. And even if I'm not getting the result that I hope for, it doesn't take away from the amount of work I put in. It doesn't take away from the call that I heard from God. It doesn't take away from who I am or any of those things. All it simply means is, maybe this was not my season, or maybe this time around I didn't go as hard as I could have. There's a lot of maybes, right, when it comes to why we're not getting the result that we want. But it's just important for us to remember that, like with the notebook example, there are millions of notebooks out there, but there's that one that you want. And so it's the same thing. There's going to be millions of people out there doing the same thing that you're doing, but you're going to be the one that's assigned to specific people. And so that is really where the worth is. It has nothing to do with the amount of followers you have. It has nothing to do with the amount of previous sales that you've had. It has everything to do with you being obedient and showing up today in this moment. And that is really what is going to allow for you to be consistent, when you are realizing that this is just kind of part of the process. I'm always having to remind myself of these things. And so I love when I can get on and just share that with you all. Because when you are in a launch period, it's a very vulnerable time. And let me switch my camera. I just realized I'm not looking at y'all. Okay. It's a very vulnerable time. And it's definitely one that can make you feel like you are tied up in your worth. And so I have on here a couple of different things that I wrote down. But another example of this that I wanted to just give is, like, for me, just growing up, I felt like I was always kind of like not really like the popular person, if that makes any sense. And I was talking to this with a close friend recently too, of just like sometimes when we think about just how like life was in high school, sometimes it can kind of feel like that today, when you think about like how it is online. But whenever I am in a launch mode, I go back to like the younger version of myself, and I automatically start telling myself like I'm not enough, or like this is not going to go the way you thought, no one's going to be interested, who are you to think you can do this? Like I tell myself all of those things with every launch, y'all. Okay, every launch I have to work through these self-negative talks that I have, and I just have to remember that, again, I'm worthy of it. And so you are worthy of it. If you are watching this and you are feeling like there's been times where you felt within your journey, even if you've never launched anything before and you're just simply afraid, just know that this is a normal thing that people go through. This is not my first launch. I've lost track of how many launches I've had at this point. And it's just something that always happens, because if you are pouring your heart into something, naturally you are going to have some emotions tied up in that. Hello. You're gonna have some emotions tied up in that, and it's inevitable. And so one of the big things of what I'm doing in the membership is that I really want to be able to help people when they hit these different points within their business, because they're going to happen. But I really want to be able to be there, as well as the other women in the group, to just lift people up. I don't think that it really makes you any less of a person if you feel these things. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't be doing this or you're not cut out for it. It just simply means you're a human. You have a heart. You've lived life for a little bit. You have some examples and things and reasons that kind of tell you why something, may not be going the way that it should be going. And so with all of that wrapped up in it, that's why this is created, to do that exact thing. So one of the things within the membership is we have this course in there. It's called the Success Blueprint, and it is an exclusive course for the community in there, which is absolutely amazing. I'm so excited that I was able to create it. And what it does is it allows for you to pretty much do a couple of things. First, to define what success means for you. I think that is above all one of the most important things in entrepreneurship, is to always go back to why you're doing something for yourself. Not so much what, when it comes to what we're seeing everybody else doing, but why you are doing it. What is the whole purpose behind it? But then also, it's going to help you to then identify, okay, how can I get there? How can I get to this success? And so I've shared this before, but I created the 6 C's. You can actually find it. For those of you that are on Instagram, if you're on YouTube, head over to the Inspire Blueprint Instagram. There's a post dedicated to the 6 C's, and it's basically kind of your North Star of like how you can be successful in different areas of your business, different goals and things that you want to hit. Things like, being committed to what you want to do, being confident in it, getting clear, having some clarity around what it is that you want to do. Let's see, do I have it memorized, y'all? Being creative, how you can be creative, really having some connection, especially when it comes to your audience. And then lastly, having community to surround you. So that is the 6 C's, and all of those are encompassed with consistency. So we break all of that down in the course, and it helps you to work through it in a bite-sized way. It unlocks every 2 weeks. They'll get unlocked a new part of the course, and it's just a chance for you to dive in. So that is just a small part of what is in the membership, on top of all of the other things that's included. But I think when we are thinking about, worth, and we're thinking about what I was saying at the beginning of this being called, your worth is not your work. Success is a big part of that, like what you deem as successful for yourself. And so there's a lot of different ways you can measure that. It's not always just the amount of people. It's not always the dollar amount. And so really going through this course will allow the members in the community to see that, okay, this is what I need to be focusing on. This is what I need to be revisiting. If I take a break, this is what I need to come back to. If I'm feeling confused, this is what I need to do. That is what the course within that is designed for, to help them. And so I'm really excited for the ladies that have already been diving in. I was checking out some of the stats today. People have already been doing it. And my hope is that it will just be something that can be something you can come back to over and over again as you grow, as you decide to shift and do different things. It's always going to be there. So I want to just share a couple of things about the membership for anyone that might be interested in joining. Again, I've shared this. I have been doing entrepreneurship for about 8 or 9 years now, give or take. And it has been such a journey. And one of the things that I really missed out in the beginning was having a community of people that really just support me and understood what I was doing, in a sense of really like on the same level, of being able to say like, nope, it's normal that you're feeling like this. Actually, it's normal that nobody liked that post you put up. It's normal that that launch didn't go that way. It's normal that the launch went great, but then this next one was kind of flop. It's part of the process. And if we don't have those people, sometimes it can be very easy to get discouraged. And sometimes, not want to press on or feel like maybe this isn't for me. And so that is why I created the community. So I'm going to just share a couple of things about it with you all. pull it up over here on Instagram first. And if anyone has any questions, feel free to drop some questions. Emery is actually napping, y'all. Like, God is good, okay? She's napping right now, which is so unheard of for her. Okay, so let's see. Uh-oh, I don't know why I can't see the photos in here. Okay, sorry, y'all. Okay, so the Inspire Blueprint membership, I don't know, is it blurry for you? It looks blurry on my end. Let me know. But basically, the Inspire Blueprint membership is designed to help you really grow your business, to build your business. There's tons of trainings and things, and I'll kind of show a little bit about that. And of course, there's going to be support. So overall, it's really going to help you to just get clear on what it is that you want to do. Okay, so it is blurry for you guys. I have no idea why that's happening. So what I'm going to do is just shift y'all to this picture because it seems clear for me, and then we'll go through it that way. So one of the first things that is included is the Success Blueprint course, which I kind of mentioned that a little bit for you all. That's going to be included, and that is really going to walk you through all of the different things that you are trying to do in your business when you're feeling stuck, when you're feeling unsure, when you're wanting to revisit different things. That course is like literally it's a foundational course. And then there's also going to be the Impactful Business Starter Kit in there. So just some extras and some fun things that kind of threw in there for all of the members. As well as you're going to have some monthly trainings. So every single month there's going to be either a business training or a personal training, which is going to be really, really nice. Specifically the personal trainings, I wanted to add those in there because I feel like we talked about today, like feeling worthy of something. It's just you really want to have some certainty about yourself as well, you know, when you're going into doing this business and being consistent and continuing to show up. So that's what the personal development is about. But we also, of course, will have business trainings. This particular quarter that is coming up, we have some fun stuff planned. I have 2 that I'm going to be leading this quarter. One all about bold plans. The theme for this quarter is bold. So bold plans, and that is all about, especially for my people that have 9-to-5s and they are really just trying to, you know, figure out like, okay, how do I fit this business in? How do I plan for this? What do I prioritize? We're really going to get real and try to figure out like how you can leave with some specific dates and a process that you can follow over and over again when it comes to planning for your business. So we're going to be doing that. I'm also going to be leading another training in June that will be all about bold content. So it's really about now taking all of these ideas and things you have and figuring out a strategy for yourself that's repeatable, that you can use when you're not necessarily launching anything, but you just kind of need like filler things to talk about. And all of these trainings are going to be helpful for either product-based or service-based businesses. And it'll be for people that don't even necessarily have not started yet. It's for people that haven't started, but it's also for people that have been doing it for a while. It's not really so much for like people that are like millionaires or, you know, anything like that. But, you know, people that maybe have been doing it for a year or two and are really just wanting some support and accountability and just some extra ways to grow. And then we also have these really amazing calls, the accountability calls and our planning and strategy sessions. So on top of that, I felt like I really wanted to be able to support everyone even deeper. And so after the trainings, we're going to meet and we're going to have accountability calls where we can actually get on, ask questions, and figure out how we can implement these things we learned from the training. We'll have planning and strategy sessions too. So it's a chance for it to really be more of a community aspect where we get on, we're seeing each other's face, and we're really getting to get close and understand what everyone is working on and be held accountable. I want it to be literally a situation where it's like, okay, this is what I'm working on, and then there's a whole process inside of how we'll be able to hold each other accountable, which I'll be sharing with the members. Plus, if you join us, we have a welcome party on Tuesday, so it'll be fun if you want to join us for that. Let me see. Ebony said, I may have logged in late, but what is the price? This is good. Yes, so this is the membership. This is, I haven't said the price yet. I will definitely share it at the end, but there's 2 options. There's a monthly subscription and then there's a yearly subscription. So I'll share that in one moment with you all. And then the last thing, of course, that's included is the community. I think that's like the biggest aspect of all of this is the community, because at the end of the day, I think that that is really going to be the heart of it, and it's something that I've always wanted to do. I've shared many times that inspiring women is my thing, y'all. Okay, it looks a little different than what I thought it would be, but inspiring women is my thing, and so this is going to be where you can come and daily, get in if you want to share what you're working on, struggles you're having, and really just get some insight from like-minded people, people that are trying to grow things bigger than them as well, and then so much more. We have a lot of other things that will be coming as in the membership as well. So this is just kind of scratching the surface. I'm really just trying to like ease into this because I have so many ideas I want to do, but I also have a really big life change that's happening right now in the midst of all of these things. So I'm having to kind of just like, take it a little bit easy until I get settled and all of that stuff. But yeah, so that is pretty much what is included. So as far as pricing and everything is concerned, there's two different ways you can do it. We have a monthly payment plan. It's 47, or not payment plan, it's a subscription. But it's $47 a month, or you can do the year subscription and it's $467. So either way, you'll get the value. I think definitely if you are considering the monthly, I would at least stay. I mean, I want you to stay, as long as you can, but at least stay for a quarter's time, because I've really tried to build everything out in there to really be like for a length of a quarter. And then we'll kind of switch up things a little bit, and then it'll start a new quarter. But that way you're not like missing things and coming in and out, but you'll really get the full meat of what's happening and see how things build on each other. So definitely that's something to consider as well. But you don't have to be in there for a quarter, but it's definitely just something I wanted to point out. I've strategically done it in a way to where it's like you have that full build up over those 3 months. So does anyone have any questions about anything at all pertaining to the membership, or even about like what I was talking about your worth, business, anything at all? I'll stay on for a couple minutes with you. But like I shared, this has been such a passion project of mine. And at the end of the day, I really just want the people to be there that are really just wanting to feel seen, understood, and needing the support. I know for me, a game changer in my business has always been finally having a conversation with somebody that gets it. Finally being able to unload my ideas on someone that is, even just has a little bit of an insight to what it is that I'm trying to do. That is really what is going to be the thing that, I feel like you as well, can really change things for you when you see that, like, okay, what I'm feeling is not so unique, like, which is a good thing. Like, I'm normal, in the sense that like I'm feeling a little unmotivated, or I'm not really sure what I want to do. All of these things are normal. Stephanie asked, when are the accountability calls? So the accountability calls, they actually take place towards the end of the month. The date or the time will be a little bit different. My hope is that I'm really trying, because there's so many time zones, to kind of rotate the times a little bit. So the people in the membership will kind of know. We have a calendar that you can subscribe to. So you'll see ahead of time all of the dates and the times of everything coming up. So you'll know well in advance. But I don't know them off the top of my head, but they're usually like the last week, the last Thursday of the month, typically. And I have some different times. So there's some in the evening. There'll be some kind of in the afternoon. And that way I can kind of meet everybody where they are. And then same thing with the planning and strategy calls, but those actually will be taking place exclusively on Saturday mornings. So that will be kind of nice. So just if someone is able to, they can come and get in on one. So we have like 2 additional calls. We have our training, and then we have a planning and strategy call, and then we have an accountability and co-working call. So tons of ways to connect, plus other just fun events. Like I mentioned, we have a welcome party for April that'll be happening too. But it's more than just like just getting on, throwing some resources at you and some trainings and like saying, all right, good luck. Like, it's really like us getting together. We're talking through the things that we're learning alongside of one another and giving each other tips and help on how to implement them. And of course, I'm going to be there with you every step of the way. And I know one question I've gotten, even just some emails of people just saying like, is this for me or not, or what the case is. I think, first of all, definitely just try it out and see. I think it's definitely going to be for someone that is ready to just take their business seriously. Maybe you've just been kind of putting it off. Maybe you're having a couple of mindset shifts or some setbacks and things. Just come in and see what it's about. See the vibe and feel it. I've really put a lot into this, and my hope is that it will really support people. So especially, if you can't invest in one-on-one or anything like that, that this is still going to give you so much value, because not only will I be in there, but now you're going to have so many other women as well that will be in there rooting you on and be able to, support you too. So I think that to me is invaluable. So just to answer that question. But are there any other questions? Hey, Takia, she said, it is so important to remember your worth. It definitely is. It truly, truly is. And y'all pray for my voice, okay? Like, I don't want to go into next week with this scratchy voice. Like, I don't. I don't. It was all last week, and now it's been all this week. I'm really hoping for a change in my voice for next week. These allergies are just next level, seriously. But I think I pretty much covered everything. I wanted to just share just a last quick announcement towards the end. I'll probably do this in a more like a regular post or something too. But just since for those of you that are on, or if you see the replay, there are a few planners that are going to be back in stock tomorrow. I think I'm going to do tomorrow. I think will probably be best. And then they'll be able to get shipped out on the beginning of next week, probably like Monday or Tuesday. So if you place an order, just check the shop tomorrow morning. I ordered just a small amount of some of the Lavender Bun Girl ones because people were asking. So I got those in, and we also have one CEO planner that actually I think it's on the site right now, actually. One CEO business planner. So I know people have been asking about the business planner, so I wanted to make sure I mentioned that. But a handful are going to be going up on the Inspire Blueprint site. So if you need a planner, it's a 6-month undated business planner. It's specifically designed to help you be accountable for all of the different things that you have going on in your business, whether that's content, if you have calls you're trying to keep up with, product ideas, launches. It's everything is in that planner, and it'll help you through that 6-month period. And I love that it's undated because, especially for me with that slow start to the year, I really did not use it a ton in like January, really. Like I kind of used it a bit, but I've really been heavily in there the last like month and a half. So it's nice that it's undated too. So I think that's all of the questions and comments and everything. I appreciate everyone for getting on and joining me today. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. I will be back tomorrow for another quick live, just to share again about the membership and also just a bit more about my my learning, my lessons and things to share with you all. So thank you so much, and I will see you all. How do I exit out of this one? Well, I'll see you all on Instagram next time. Bye. Okay, let's see YouTube. The end now button is missing, y'all. Maybe I can't go nowhere. Okay. All right, well, I don't know how to end this, but I think I'm just going to quit. So thank you so much for attending this live, and I will see you all tomorrow.